Hi everyone, my name is Amy Brown and I work in the Teaching Innovation Office here at UNCG. And I am here today with a recent student who's been here at UNCG, and she's going to introduce herself here.
Hi, my name is Jen O'Mara Privatera, and I've been working on the add-on licensure program in mathematics.
So I've asked Jen to help me out here to help me demonstrate to UNCG faculty what it's like to be a student using Canvas. So what I've done here is I've created a mock course. You can see it here on the screen. And I've created different kinds of assignments that are used most frequently here at UNCG. One being an online text assignment, one uploading a file using a rubric, and then Turnitin. So I'm going to have Jen kind of walk through actually submitting an assignment so that you can see the before, during, and after for a student. So Jen, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and attempt the online text assignment for me.
Okay, I just clicked on it. And
go ahead and go through the process.
Okay.
Now I've asked Jen to kind of to go to Wikipedia and grab a paragraph from me so that she didn't have to create something. So she's just going to paste that here.
Okay, so I'm going into the text entry box and I'm going to paste my paragraph. And now I'm going to hit submit assignment.
Okay. So notice it has the word count automatically there in the top. And tell me what this page is telling you.
It says I've submitted it successfully up at the top, and then it says the date and the time that it was submitted.
Okay. Anything else you notice about this page?
That there's a resubmit assignment button, I guess, that we can use if necessary.
Okay.
It tells me how many points it's worth and when the due date is. There's
also, if you notice on the right-hand side, there's a comments feature so that if you typed comments to your teacher, it would have the comments that you typed there as well.
And yes, I've seen that, and we've even used it when we've done blogs where we have to comment on each other's work, so yeah.
Sounds great. All right, if you would go back to the home page for me. Nice. And then let's try File Upload Assignment.
All right, I clicked on that. And you want me to go ahead and submit?
That'd be great, thank you.
Okay, so right now I'm going to where it says File Upload, and you can do a Google Doc or you can do, I believe I've done PDFs or Word documents. So this is going to be a Word document. So I'm going to hit Choose File, and I'm going to pick the one that I made. I'm choosing it. There's a place for me if I want to put some comments in, which I've done if something, I've kind of changed something up or I haven't done something exactly the way maybe the professor wanted me to do it. I usually put some comments in there and then submitting my assignment. And I noticed when I'm submitting something that has pictures on it or there's got a lot of stuff on it, it takes a while sometimes to submit, so I get a little worried, but then it finally goes through. So this shows me the same thing. It says that I've submitted it, the date and time. I can go to submission details, and I can actually look at my document.
Can you show that to us?
Sure.
So as a student, you can actually get some kind of, verification about what you actually submitted.
It's right there. I don't know if you can see my screen, but if I click on it, oh, I guess I have to download it. I think it must be something else when it actually shows it there. But there's that comment also.
Go ahead and add a comment for us so we can see it. Notice that she's also got the option to do a media comment if she wanted to. Save, okay.
And it even tells you the date and time that you did it.
Lovely. So let's go back to, let's see, home page, and then go back and click that assignment. That same
one, the file upload?
Yeah. So you can see there on the right-hand side, that's where you're going to see the comments.
Yep, and it's there.
Great. All right, let's go back to the home page. And let's do file upload assignment with rubrics. So what I've done is I've actually uploaded one of my rubrics for my classes, so the faculty can see what this looks like when they see the rubric. So have you ever seen a rubric in Canvas before, Jen?
Yeah, I have, yes.
How have you used it before?
Well, usually I download it so I can help me with my work, but I've had teachers grade me using it. So they actually, one teacher had quite a few, I think there was like 25 or 30 students in the class, so it was a little difficult for us to get real feedback from her. So she just went through the rubric and explained everything that we needed to think about.
So have you ever had to look for your feedback on a rubric before?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so do you remember the steps you had to take to find the feedback?
You know, it just came up as when I went into where my assignment's been graded. I went in there, and when you look at your grades, it will show you your work. And then sometimes the teacher will have feedback right in there, or other times the rubric will be there, and it'll just show you what the score is for each of the sections of the criteria.
But the actual feedback itself in the rubric is not in the gradebook. You actually had to do something to get to the rubric. Yeah,
it was there when I did my grades. I know when I went to do my grades, it was there somewhere. I don't remember exactly how, but I remember doing that.
Okay, so what I'll do is if you would mind submitting this assignment, and then since I'm the teacher in the course, I'll go give you some quick feedback, and we'll see what you can see, how you find it. You're fine.
Okay, I'm going to do the same one.
Okay, that's fine.
As you can see, I have a lot of junk in here.
I don't think
I'm like showing the world all my stuff.
All of our folders are full of stuff, I promise you.
Okay, so I downloaded it.
Okay, so give me 1 second to go ahead and grade that and see if I give you a good grade here. So it just takes me a moment, so I'm going to view the rubric, and I'm going to randomly give you some feedback, and then I'll put some text in. I am putting text in. And I haven't seen your, and also you're a math student, so I'm not a math teacher, so I'm not going to actually grade or look at your assignment. I'm just going to randomly give you grades here. So don't freak out when you see your grade.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so I have given you a grade. So now you show me how you go and find that feedback.
Okay, first let me refresh because I have a feeling I have to do that before. Oh, there it is. Okay, so if you notice, it has like a little blue dot next to it, where it says file upload, so then I know there's something I need to see. So if I click on it.
So the blue dot means something, that's something else, okay?
And I can view my feedback. And that's where I can look at my paper and see exactly what you said maybe on my paper. But then if I go to the little over to the side, there's like a little icon there. If I click on that, it shows me my rubric results. And so I see where you've highlighted everything in green.
Okay.
And that lets me know what my score is.
All right. So the thing to know here is that there are some additional steps, so it's not just go in the grade book.
No, yeah.
So the blue dot told you
which assignment, which assignment has feedback on it. And then the little icon to the right, like sometimes it'll put like a little word bubble, and then there's comments. Sometimes there's a this little I don't even know what it is, a little icon. If you click on that, it'll show you what the scores were, like what the low score and the high score was, and what the medium score is for that particular assignment.
Okay, that sounds great. So let's go back to the home page. I want to have you try Turnitin for me. And go ahead to Turnitin Part 1.
And this is something new because I've never used this before.
That's okay. I just want you to submit an assignment for me.
Okay, so I'm clicking on Upload Submission. And it tells me I can choose a file. I'm going to do the same one. All right, and then it gives me an upload review, and I kind of like it because up at the top it says upload, and then when I go to upload and review, it actually shows me my paper in there so I can see it.
That's nice, and the word count, I like that too.
And then I can submit. And now it gives me a check telling me my submission's been completed.
Sounds good. So, return hasn't been graded. So if this is what it looks like when you've submitted something. So I see the confirmation that you got it was uploaded successfully. If you would go back to the home page of the course, I know you've already submitted to one of them for me. So Turnitin Part 2. You've already submitted to this.
Yeah, I did.
And for Turnitin, it runs a report for faculty, and students can also see it depending on the settings and faculty allow it. So I want you to go ahead and click on the 0% for me so we can see what you can see.
Okay.
It just hit the, it's just walking you through, hit the X for me. That's great. Okay, so if you, say for instance, you turn in a paper and you took this from something and you didn't give it proper citation, it would highlight all of this for you. And,
oh, wow.
And it would say where you got that from.
Oh, I love that.
To the page. So that number at the top, so you got a 0 because you wrote this on a very humid Sunday morning, and so this was all your words, so right now it's 0. Those are original thoughts and words there. But if, say, for instance, you got it from a website and you thought you cited it correctly or you just went too quickly, the teacher can pull up this report, or student can pull up this report and can very easily see where that comes from and then fix that citation.
Oh, that's awesome.
I also turned on the grammar checker because Turnitin allows a grammar checker. It said that you didn't misspell any words, so nothing was pointed out here, so nothing was there to get your attention, but that ability is there as well.
Oh, cool.
So some faculty actually allow students to use Turnitin to kind of get ready for like a draft and get some feedback before they submit it as a final paper.
What a great idea.
Yeah.
Technology is amazing. That is awesome. Yeah.
Now, it does depend on the speed of the report. Sometimes it takes a couple minutes, and sometimes it takes, I've seen it take as long as a day, depending on Turnitin servers.
Oh, wow.
And so imagine if a class of 50 is all turning in their paper the last hour it's due, it does take a little bit longer.
Which I'm sure happens.
Yes, it does. It does. So let's just go back to the home page if you could. Yeah, there you go. And let's see if that other report has shown up.
The Part 1?
Yeah, Part 1, yes. See, it hasn't even shown up yet. So it does take a little time, but it does give you some valuable information.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's great.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
So while I have you, let me ask you some questions because as a teacher, there's some things I want to know about what you do or what you have done. So hit the home button for me. And see that stuff on the left-hand side, the right-hand side that says coming up and recent feedback. Tell me how you've used that in the past.
Well, it kind of keeps me current, so I know what I need to put in and what I've already done. So usually, I think, if I remember correctly, when I haven't done something, it will show nothing on the side, so I know that I have to do that. And then if you notice down below, it says recent feedback, so you can at least, if you haven't looked at your grades, you can go and look to see if there was something that you need to look at that your professor told you or shared with you.
Okay. And how about the calendar? There's a link there to view the calendar. Have you used the calendar?
Yeah, I like the calendar. I was looking at it too while I was early on going to click on it because it's kind of cool. It crosses off the assignments as you do them, so you know that they're done, which is great because I used to put everything on my own calendar here at my house, and so this makes it a lot easier. It's already done for you.
Sounds wonderful. So that if you were taking multiple classes, the multiple classes would all show up here. And I noticed that they're color coded. So
Mm-hmm.
mine was blue, so it made everything in the calendar blue.
Yes.
Fantastic. And then go ahead and click on grades for me. Thank you. So I'm sure as a student you've come and looked at your grades a great deal.
Yes, and you can even test numbers, like, not that I do because I always try to do my best, but it's kind of interesting that you can go in and it'll see how it says click to test a different score.
Yes.
So if you don't say you don't think you're going to get a 100, you could at least click it to see, oh, what if I got an 80 on this? You know, what would that do to my grade point? So
we'll try it. Let's show it. So what does that look like?
That I've never done. So then I guess it shows you down there. I went down to a 75.
Okay. But this is a mock course, so we're not worried about
it. No, thank God. I'd be mortified.
But that's a lovely feature for students to have, so that I know that midway the semester they start getting nervous about seeing their grade, and they start reaching out to faculty going, how can I pull this up? This gives the student the ability to kind of figure that out, like, what do I have to do to pull this up? So that's a lovely feature. Well, thank you, Jen, so much for being our mock student today and showing us the view of Canvas from a student perspective.
Thank you.